Play it at Gumbo, the world's finest rock. This is the world-famous Outlaw Station. It's Fabrication Nation, the station for you, the welders, the fabricators, the people out there making our country great. So, RODMAN, got show producer Carrie and Chuck D hanging out here in the studio with me, and we have got a special guest on the phone with us now. He is with one of my favorite companies in the fabricating industry, just because this guy is one of our local guys that owns this company, but he made his name out in Texas. He hit it big, boys. Right. And this is his main man from FST. We're talking Fabricating Solutions and Technologies in Pittsburgh, Texas. Keith Jentsch, welcome to the show. General Manager, man. He's probably the one that actually does all the work.
That's right.
But that's probably what it is. That's probably why they had him come on first. Welcome to the show, Keith. How are you today, buddy?
Good. I appreciate y'all for having me on the radio, and I'm thrilled to get in and have a little conversation with y'all and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, man. Well, first and foremost, tell me how you got in the fabricating industry, man. Where did your story start, you know?
I mean, realistically, when I was a kid, I grew up farm welding and always wanted to get into the welding atmosphere. And needless to say, I grinded myself out in the beginning, starting out working in the field, and then really kind of got into the management portion of it and grew with it from there. And then a couple years ago, made the switch from the actual production shop to selling the equipment.
That's very cool. Amazing. That's very cool. Now, you worked there with Jeremiah. He's from our area. He actually worked here with us at one time before going out to Texas and hitting it big like, what was that, the Beverly Hillbillies? It's like he hit oil out there in Texas, you know? Yeah. So when did you start working with him there at FST? You know, about 2 years ago, I guess, then, according to what you said? Is that about right?
Yeah. We're going on 3 years now.
Going on 3?
I was working at a production company actually up in the Mount Pleasant area, which is about an hour north of where Longview is, where FST.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I was just getting tired of the production side, and I saw a job posting one day for looking for a service manager, and that's how I got in contact with Jeremiah, and really haven't looked back.
Very cool. And he's a great guy. He really is. He's such a great guy. I know a lot of people that, in fact, I have family that's friends with him and known him for a long time, and so I know you're working with a great company there with FST. And tell us about some of the things that you guys have there available for people that may be listening. Maybe they're interested. Maybe they need some machinery. Some of the things that you guys specialize in. Tell us some more about that, Keith.
So, I mean, essentially in terms of FST, we're kind of a full solutions provider. I mean, originally we were founded as a service company working on plate rolls. And now at this point in time, I mean, we've gone from everything from robotic welding to press brakes to lasers, plasmas. I mean, pretty much anything a client can come up with that's a specialty need, we can pretty much help them with it.
Wow, that's good stuff. You got lasers and robots. That's all you had to say right there. I'm totally in, Keith. You sold me. What's some of the strangest jobs, toughest jobs, some of the, adventures that you've had there working with FST and the guys, because I know, people bring you problems. I mean, by the very nature of the business, you provide solutions for their problems. So I'm sure you get hit with some doozies sometimes that you're like, wait, what? What do you want to make?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of projects out there that make sense, and there's a lot that are just out there that, they're just not feasible in terms of reality.
Yeah, I usually get hit with that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's usually that's what my wife tells me. That's my problem. Yeah. I'm like, she's like, you can't do that. I'm like, why? But you guys service a lot of different industries. From aerospace. Just across. Lots of different things. So tell us about some of the big gigs, big jobs you guys had.
Well, and that's the hard part. We can go from one day from working out in permanent basin at a real dirty shop to the next day we could be in an aerospace company doing stuff for whether it be airplanes or space items.
Right. And that, you're right. That's a totally different world going from one to the other. I actually did marketing for an aerospace company and Advantage Aerospace. And I was surprised working with those guys at how it's like a lab, like a laboratory. Everything is so clean. Everything has to be traced, It's an entirely different world of being a mechanic. Those guys, it's so, so much precision, and every single nut bolt on that plane has to be traced back. There's so much, oversight on that thing that there's not room for errors or mistakes. So to be able to work in that field like you guys do, Keith, with FST, that speaks highly of your professionalism in the job that you'll get done, because you can't just have, Gomer from, down at the shop. Hey, why don't you come down here and look at this plane for me, Well, I don't know. Boeing may be doing that now, apparently. I don't know. But anyway, you guys do a lot of different stuff. What do you see as, like a lot of here lately? Any trends that you see changing over the last 3 years that you've been working with FST? Have you seen more of the lasers becoming involved, things like that?
It's been a crazy year this year. So in terms of as soon as I mean, we got a new office, obviously, and I mean, it was a pretty big change, and we started to see a lot of spending from companies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been kind of a up and down every year because it depends on what the market's doing. But I mean, this year has definitely been a strange year, but it's been fun to be doing some unique and different projects that we're not normally used to.
Right. And I imagine that's something when it's something new, that's a refreshing, a new job, a new problem to solve, a new challenge. I'm sure that's always it's a highlight, you know what I mean? Instead of it's the same thing, problem you've already fixed over again, something new. And I know with the industry, a lot of the manufacturing we're looking at coming back to the United States. What do you think as far as going forward? How do you think that's going to affect us in the fabricating industry as well as the machinery end of that, providing machinery for those guys?
I mean, I think it's going to be great moving forward. I think a lot of shops are going to start bringing stuff back in internally, which, hopefully that'll bump up production numbers, and they'll obviously bump up our, more workers being in a skilled trade. And, it's something that we've needed for a long time. While automation is great, you still need highly skilled workers to be able to operate that automation.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
And do repairs and troubleshoot and work with you guys. And, it's got to be a lot of technology, a lot of smart people. So it'll bring a lot of opportunities to people. It's not just...
Well, the blessing that we have now is, I mean, everybody usually gets scared and turned away from automation if they're more of an older school, style operation. Yeah. But it really takes out the backbreaking work with your current automation, and it really makes things a lot more precise long term.
That's right.
Yeah. It's been amazing, some of the technology I know just in my short time in the industry that I've seen that, with the robotics, with the laser cutting, and then now AI starting to take a role in that as well. What are your thoughts on that? Do you see that being a revolutionary game changer in the industry, being able to use AI into these, problem solving situations?
I think it helps out quite a bit. I mean, particularly in all of our backgrounds. I mean, plate rolling is something that you're starting to see a lot of your older school roll operators that definitely had it down to science. Right. And when you start introducing AI coming into the mix now with your rolls, they're helping take a lot of that thought process out, which, gives a lot better quality, and it's easier for a company to hire somebody in than it was traditionally.
Right. I know I'm amazed sometimes just the welding things that they have now. Our good friend Jake Burkay over at Busted Knuckle Off-Road, he was just playing with his new toy, which is like an automated AI ran robot welder, and it's portable. He can move it around, and it's like you don't even have to program the thing. You just scan it. It just scans the item you want. You point where you want it to weld, and it's perfect weld every time. I'm like, dude, that's amazing. So I'm excited to see where fabricating is about to go, because obviously fabricating's here to stay. We've got to build things, we've got to make buildings, we've got to do these things, bridges, etc. But to see this new technology being integrated into a lot of these, classic techniques, like you said, with the plate rolling or the angle rolls, things like that, and to see where it's going, I think we're right at the cusp of a new era of fabricating that it's going to be a lot, like you said, more wide open for people, to come in and actually begin to start the trade, because maybe they've been someone that's way familiar with robotics or way familiar with AI and computers, but they never thought that they would be in a trade situation. Well, now they're looking at, hey, I have a valuable asset that I could offer a fabricating company or a business that's in this realm, because obviously it's all integrated in what we do now. It's not just your old school fabricators.
And that's the crazy thing. I was in a shop a couple months ago for a client of ours, and they'd actually brought up those like humanoid robots, and I never really kind of thought about it versus what we traditionally call robotics. And
right.
He's like, dude, if I could get them to do a weld all day long, I mean... Yeah.
Well, we were just talking the other day on the radio that there is the first plant, automobile plant in Georgia now, replace over 50% of their workforce with AI robots that they literally taught how to do their jobs within like 24 hours, and because they learn on their own. So they just picked it up, and now you have... They said the funny thing is they said they're able to work in the dark. I'm
That's
like,
what we were laughing about.
You don't even have to waste electricity on them. They don't even need to see where they're going.
That's right.
no smoke breaks. You know what I mean? Not coming in late. Staying out the strip club too late. You know how them welders can be. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's just a matter of time before the welders corrupt the robots. Though you're going to go into a strip club and it's going to be a robot handing smoking a cigarette, $1 bill in its hand. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, totally corrupted CP3, man. Well, tell me how it's like working with Jeremiah, man, because he's kind of our hero over here. He started out in this neck of the woods, as we like to say in Alabama, and he's a local boy here, and we love him, we appreciate him, and he started out here and then broke out. He's kind of like the hero to all of us that are still here. He's the one that broke up under the thumbnail and went out and made it big. And we're really proud of him. So, what is your experience like working with him? He's a good guy, good boss. I know he's not going to listen to this, so you don't have to worry about what you say. Whatever you say is going to be between you and I, Keith. No one else is.
50 of your closest friends.
Yeah, only 13,000 listeners.
That's right.
All,
that's all.
That's all. No, but how is it working with Jeremiah?
He's a great guy, and honestly, it's been a severe blessing for me and my family.
Amen.
To meet Jeremiah, and ever since I've been here, and it's cliche telling all the guys I hire, but we really are family. We all work very well together. And he may say otherwise, but he definitely has a lot of trust in me and how I help run in the organization. And I think we've got a really good crew, and I think it's going to continue to grow as we move forward.
I'm excited, man. I tell you what, I know we're going to be at FabTech coming up in Chicago. You guys, you're going to be there boothing, doing that as well?
Yeah, you didn't stop at the saloon last year.
Oh, I did.
We were there.
I definitely stopped at the saloon. I was there broadcasting live with Fabrication Nation. I thought y'all had the coolest booth there, actually. Yeah, I wanted to order a whiskey. I was like, where's Morgan Wallen at? He's around here somewhere, ain't he? Surely, huh? It was cool, dude. Crazy. It really was.
It was crazy during setup because, you get all the big companies that have these massive, setups. They spend a lot of money, and you've got Amada and BLM and all over them coming over and taking pictures and bringing their bosses over.
Well, you know what? It's because you're thinking outside the box. And that's that's what I tell the guys here when we were going to do the show there. I said, you know what? We can't go in and out corporate these guys. They got deep pockets, like you said, the Amadas, the big dogs. I'm like, but you know what? We can out cool them. Let's take a radio station, play some music, play some ZZ Top, some Van Morrison. We'll have a keg of beer and an open bar, and I guarantee you people will think we're way cooler than those big corporate suits over there. And it worked out really well, man.
We definitely, it was definitely something that a lot of people were pushing us internally, saying, hey, don't do a themed booth, but I guarantee you in the coming years we're going to see a lot more of them.
I do too. I do too.
It's an attention grabber.
Everybody loves the South, and what's better than Southern hospitality than a saloon and some bourbon?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I think what the thing about it is your booth also speaks to who you guys are, and the culture, what you just mentioned, because there's something to be said about that, and especially in the fabricating world, that I think needs to be focused more on is that good old handshake. Mean what you say what you mean, be a man, do the job, be honest, tell the truth, do it the right way, do it the way God intended you to do it, and be a man of your word and a man of honor and a man of God, and say it and do it the right way, and God will bless you and you'll do more business. And I think your booth, it taps into all that because you're good old boys from Texas, and it reflected that, who you guys were, who your personality, the culture that you have there. And I think there's a lot to be said for that, because we come from the generations where your name means something, and you give somebody your word and you handshake. You know what? My daddy raised me. He worked at Scott Paper Company here in Mobile for 47 years, and he always told me, he said, son, the last name, it's the most important thing I gave you. Don't you ever do anything ever to disparage it. Do you understand me? And I think you guys kind of have that same kind of family values over there with Jeremiah. You guys all at FST, and I think that's tying into your booth and how it looks. I think that's what it said without saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I really think that's making a comeback around too. And even for us, we've been blessed for some of the years that we've had, and we make sure that we're giving back to our community. And, even internally in the fabrication industry, anyone we can help out and at least steer in the right direction, whether it's a product from us or somebody else, it doesn't matter. Right. It's that support and that hospitality that makes it better in the long run.
Well, you develop a real relationship. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. That's another thing my dad said all the time. And when you do something like that, like what you just spoke of, Keith, and you go, you know what, I can't help you, but I'm going to help you get in touch with the person that can. Well, you know what, you're forming a relationship of trust with that individual, that they know you're not just out to make a quick buck. It isn't about just $1. It's about lifting all the boats up, all the fabricating industry up. And I think that you guys do just a fantastic fantastic job of that. Like I said, y'all have always been supportive of Fabrication Nation Radio. That's why we did this, is just to give back to the people that are out there using these machines, having fun. They're listening to the radio every day. Let's do something specifically for them and kind of promote it, because the trades, I think kids coming out of high school, they need to be like rock stars, you know what I mean? They need to come have a big signing day at high schools for the fabricating industry, where we show up and they have a hat and put on, just like if they were going to play basketball or football somewhere, We need to make more of a big deal about it for the young men and the young women out there that may be looking at this industry that can attract them to it. So hats off to you guys for all you do to support the industry. It really is very, very much appreciated and thankful. I mean, I am very thankful. You guys do a fantastic job. And like I said, you've been on board, Jeremiah, with Fabrication Nation. Let us know that he supported it and thought it was really cool what we were doing from day one. And it does mean a lot. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely something that, I've spoken to a few different classes of high school. Actually, my wife works for a high school down the road. And, trying to get these kids into these trades.
Oh, yeah.
And
great future in it.
Well, and teaching them the better parts of it, too. So,
right.
I mean, you can always get off-turned by an educator somewhere, but it's who's there helping show you the better parts of things and showing you the prosperous nature that it can be.
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic, man. Well, give them the rundown in case they're listening. They'd like to know some of the products you guys carry. Yes, give us, listeners, rundown of everything that you guys may be able to help them with there at FST.
So, I mean, in terms of plate rolls, we represent Ankara and Heusler. We do grinding solutions for both vessels and stainless industry for polishing portion. We do everything from laser welding, paint boost from SLF, to coil lasers that you use in Trump power sources, Fronius welding, Movium storage, and then we just actually signed on with Wysong a couple months ago and putting a demo unit in our facility here Wednesday.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Very cool.
For press brakes. So, I mean, I'm definitely excited about our growth and future, and I'm really looking forward to what we can turn it in the coming years and the more vendors and partners we can make friends with, just like Fabrication Nation Radio.
Yeah, man, absolutely, dude. I think it's fantastic. Go out there, give them the website in case they're out there and they're listening. They're like, you know what, that's something I need. I want to reach out to Keith and get connected, and maybe he can help me solve my problem, come up with a solution. So, what's that website for them if they would like to come check out everything you got going on?
It's FSTsteelfab.com, or you can really find us on LinkedIn. We've got a pretty good connected following there on LinkedIn, and it's fun to run into people at the shows all the time saying, hey, I know you from LinkedIn.
Right,
oh, wow,
exactly.
cool.
Yeah. I have that same thing, but it's like from OnlyFans. It's weird. I don't know. I'm just a bunch of old dudes. I don't know what's up with that. And so they're like, dude, I like your feet. I'm like, what? I'm just kidding. Oh, man. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. You got to tell Jeremiah we said hi. We miss him over there. And you guys do, like I said, you do a phenomenal job. Now, you guys, well, real quick before I get off the phone, you're getting ready to do a convention, aren't you? The what is that? The International Liquid Terminal Association convention. I think y'all are going to be doing that, right?
Yeah, we actually, we are getting into doing a lot more trade shows. Right now, we're currently doing the NISTM. We just did one in Orlando in April, and then we're doing the ILTA coming up here in June 9th through 11th in Houston.
Yeah, it's going to be in Houston. That's right. Yeah, not far.
We're really finding a lot of untapped shows that most of your major equipment dealers aren't at, and like building those relationships with clients that you would have never known.
Absolutely. That's it, man. You know what you need to tell them all? They need to have Fabrication Nation Radio come out and broadcast live every time y'all come. We'll come out there to hang out with you, man. It'll be fun, all right?
What you guys really need to do is we're going to be doing an after hours at FabTech in Chicago. Come hang out after hours and enjoy the rooftop bar we're doing, and looking out over the lake and do a podcast from there.
You had me at rooftop bar, Keith. That sounds awesome. Sounds like FabTech's a date. Chicago, we will be there, man. And make sure if you're anywhere around Houston to check them out. Again, they're going to be at the International Liquid Terminal Association's convention there in Houston. So, Keith, thank you again so much. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us. And if they want to reach out to you one more time, what's the best way they can do that?
Either FSTsteelfab.com, or you can call us at 903-663-8500.
There you go. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you, man. You have a great day, buddy. And y'all reach out to Keith, man. Those guys, Jeremiah, the whole crew over at FST, we love those guys. So be sure to check them out and see what they can do for you. They can help you with your fabricating solution. So thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, stick around. We got some great music coming up. A gumbo of the world's finest rock to help you get through the workday. This is your station, after all. This is Fabrication.